Welcome to Men, Menopause, and Miracles, the podcast for women navigating the beautiful, messy, and ever evolving journey of midlife. This is where we have honest conversations about menopause, relationships, identity reinvention, and all the unexpected moments that shape who we're becoming. I'm Suzanne, your host and your Midlife Wingwoman, and today we're kicking off a brand new series called Midlife Unfiltered Salon Sessions. And before we jump in, I wanted to share something with you. If you listened to episode 60, you heard me talk about what I call the Great Unfiltering. It's that shift so many women experience in midlife where we stop editing ourselves quite so much. We stop people pleasing, we tolerate less drama, we set stronger boundaries, and we become much more interested in living authentically than living for everyone else's approval. Because let's be honest, some of the most authentic conversations women have don't happen on social media or in carefully planned interviews. They happen sitting in a salon chair with someone they trust. And for years, my hairdresser Kelly and I have talked about everything from relationships and career changes to the adventures that is online dating in midlife. We swap stories, compare notes, laugh a lot, and occasionally look at each other wondering, did that really just happen? So I kept thinking, what if we actually create that space here and have that reflected? And that's how Midlife Unfiltered Salon Sessions were born or was born. So today I'm joined by my hairdresser Kelly. We're diving into one of the most talked about topics among women over 40, online dating. And we'll share the highs, the heartbreaks, hilarious moments, and unexpected lessons and everything in between. So if you've ever swiped right, been ghosted, questioned modern dating, or found yourself wondering if love still exists, this conversation is for you. So grab your favorite drink and pull up a chair, and welcome to episode 62, Midlife Unfiltered Salon Sessions. Welcome, Kelly. Woo!
Hello.
Hello, we're finally doing this. I know we're not in the salon, but we'll have to visualize ourselves there. Yes.
Yes,
And this is your first podcast, yes?
very first. I feel a little
Okay.
awkward.
You're doing great, and I
Okay.
love it. And thank you. I know it is, getting out of the
Yes.
comfort, the chair, all the things, like your comfort zone. Um, so I want to say I am coming in hot. I'm on fire. I'm ready to have an open, in the moment conversation like we do when I'm in the salon chair.
Right.
And I'll kick it off and ask, what is one of the most unfiltered things that you love about midlife?
I think we've talked about it before, not feeling like you have to make any excuses when you don't want to do something, or like I will flat out say, I prefer to meet for dinner at 5 o'clock. And someone will make fun of me, and I'll say, that's what I like to do.
That's what I
And
like to do now.
that's what I like to do. And that way I'm home on my couch in my pajamas by 8 o'clock. And if
Love
that
it.
doesn't work for you, then we're probably going to have a problem making plans.
We're
So,
probably not a match.
yeah.
Yes. I recently
So,
went to, there's these women putting on a mommy thing called Mommy Rave, and they do it from I think 6 to 9, and I'm like, that's
perfect.
perfect. You're home and in bed before
Convenient.
10. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
That's my speed.
Okay.
Not blue
So
hair special, but happy hour.
yes, happy hour.
Happy
Happy
hour.
hour was good then, and it's still good now. Happy hour.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, most unfiltered thing I'm thinking that I love about midlife is probably like similar to what you're saying, but just not having to explain my decisions to
Absolutely.
accommodate other people,
Right.
to make them feel better about themselves.
Like they say, no is a complete sentence.
That is
I love,
right.
I
Yes,
love that.
I was so scared to use no before. And now
Hmm.
I feel like an adult being able to say it. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't have to over explain yourself.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No, a good friend of mine told me that, and I'm sure she got this out there from listening to something that children explain and adults inform. So
I
there
like
we
that.
go.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, on the topic of online dating, I was like, where do we start? Typically, when we're in your chair, or I'm in the chair, I don't know why we're in it together, but when I'm in the chair, we typically say, catch me up on the recent dating stories of late. And this year, I feel like it's been a little bit of a slower year,
For
and we'll
sure.
get into that. But so I'll kick it off with the two recent experiences I had. And, I'm going to share these, and it feels like, it feels like a win, this big thing, because I had two guys I went on dates with at the same time when the rest is
Right.
crickets, right?
Right.
So
That's a
one
lot.
I went on crickets a lot. I know. I went on a date with one gentleman, one man, for 5 dates. Good chemistry physically, seemed fit, fun, but he never asked me any questions. I tried to share information about myself. I would even pause so that I didn't feel like a recruiter or an interviewer. And every time I paused or stopped, he would look at me and say, "You have really pretty eyes."
Oh
And
my
he
God.
would never ask me any questions. So by the fifth date, I just felt like I wasn't, I don't know, part of
Right.
I just didn't feel like someone who wanted to get to know me.
Right.
And then the other gentleman, I had good chemistry, conversation. He was a great listener, but he kind of fell into the category of, I think, where single men love it's my impression, love their autonomy and just
Hmm.
really don't want a relationship of any kind. And
Or
so
any
he didn't
commitment.
give me any thank you, no thank you. He just kind of slowly weeded out with like, "Oh, I'm sick. Oh, I'm going on vacation," and then I haven't heard from him. And those were the two most exciting for me. For you, I know recently, like a couple months ago, you had that boyfriend for about 2 hours. You want to share
Oh,
about that
yes.
one, or?
Yes. We met on Hinge, and right off the bat, you can kind of tell first who is actually like a real human and who's not. I reached out to him first. He responded right away, which to me is always a good sign because the ones that are just playing games, they don't usually respond right away. So he
Yeah.
responded right away with an actual, not just hi. That always irritates the hell out of me. Like,
How
what
are
do you
you?
do with hi? That's not a question. That doesn't require a response. And so he said hello and asked me a question. I'm like, oh my gosh, are we actually going to have like a real
Wow.
conversation, like a back and forth? And we did. And then and usually they just want to be a pen pal for days or weeks at a time. He immediately, within 5 minutes, said, "Hey, text. It's hard to get to know someone over text. Can I have your number?" I'm like, I almost fell over. I was like, "Oh my God, he actually wants to talk on the phone. What is wrong with
And
this
this is
guy?"
all within the same day.
Oh my God, this is all within like 10 minutes. And I'm like, "Oh my God, this is actually a guy who's on here legitimately trying to meet someone." I got very excited. Doesn't mean he's the right guy, but he's
Right.
legit. So I never, my rule, I never give out my phone number. I ask them for their number. I feel like it's safer. And then I contact them, but I block my number first. And it just makes me more comfortable.
Sure.
I was just so excited about this, and he was so seemingly normal that I just threw caution to the wind And I said,
Watch out.
screw it, I'm living on the edge. And I sent him my phone number immediately. And he's like, are you up for a chat? I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? What is happening? 30 seconds later, my phone rings and I'm like, this is it. I'm marrying this guy. Like, what is going on? So we start chatting and we're having a nice conversation. And then I never anticipated that. And I was very busy. I had to go somewhere. And I said, I'd love to chat, but we're going to have to pick this back up later. I've got to go. And he's like, no problem. So we hang up and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I think I met a normal one on Hinge. Like, this is my lucky day.
Go
So
buy a lotto ticket.
yeah, so we're like, and I look at the clock, I'm like, oh my God, I met this guy and I've already talked to him on the phone and it's been like 15 or 20 minutes. And I'm like, this is just too good to be true. All of a sudden, he texts me on my phone, not through Hinge. And he said, hey, I'm trying to remember, and maybe you can fill in some of the details for me.
Yes.
That he
Well, I think you
said,
said you were going to work out.
oh, yes. Oh, yeah, yes. Yeah, I said,
Yes.
because I said, I gotta go. I'm going to work out. And so he said, he texted, he's like, enjoy your workout. That's great. What kind of workout do you do? And I'm like, okay, this is great. He's asking me questions. He's interested, but this is not what I bargained for right now. I just don't have time for this. But I'm like, oh, I'm, doing this or that today, whatever. And he goes, that's great. So what was the word he used? He said, are you curvy? And I'm like, oh God, we are only a few minutes into getting to know each other and he's already going to get all sexual on me. He's asking me
Right.
about my body type. Never mind the fact that he's just seen 6 pictures of me.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
did realize that none of them were full body shots, but I think you can tell
Right.
approximately but again, you're going to find out when we meet in person. Like, that's the reality. You're taking a chance. So now he's like, I hope you're curvy, I hope. And I wrote back and I'm just like, I can't even remember his name. Let's say his name was Brian. And I'm like talking out loud to to myself going, oh, Brian, no.
Brian,
We were off to
Brian.
such a good start, Brian. Why? So I said, I don't know what your idea of curvy is. Am I stick skinny? No. Am I Kardashian curvy? No. I go, I don't know what else to tell you. And I almost said, I guess you'll find out when we meet, but I did not say that. And then he said, well, I hope you are. And then talked about, again, refresh my
Another.
memory. But he said a few other things, and there was one other thing that he said that really just pushed me over the edge. Oh, and then he said, and by the way, I just got out of a really serious relationship, so I'm just looking for something casual. Hope that's okay with you. And I'm just like, why,
Yeah.
Brian? Why? And again, why are you asking these questions now? Why are you telling me that now? Why wouldn't you just wait to meet me, see what shape I am? Maybe you'll like me enough where you don't want it to be casual. Maybe you don't like me enough where you just do want casual. Like, what is with all the parameters and the peppering me
Well,
with questions?
I mean, it is weird to, well, one, there's semi personal, physical questions, and you have not even, like you said, it's really blind dating. We don't, first of all, we don't know if these people are, like you said, I think you even mentioned real, because there's so many fake profiles
Right.
online.
Right.
And then I'm pretty sure you're not someone who puts, like, I don't put something casual on my profile. So
Absolutely
if
not.
someone reaches out to me for something casual, I'm thinking, my gosh, is the something casual pool that small? Like most people are honest these days of what they're looking for.
Oh,
I
mine says
appreciate,
that. It says looking
yeah,
for a long-term relationship.
it says looking for a good time
Exactly. Yeah. No,
in a
it
long-term form.
literally says looking for a long-term relationship. So that right there should have told him I wasn't the girl for him. And I respect that, but just skip over me. Keep on going, Brian. Like I said, I want long-term. Then he says, I said, I go, well, I don't know what your idea of casual is. Am I looking on a first date for my next husband? Absolutely not. But I said, if you're asking me if I'm okay with just seeing you occasionally, seeing other people, but sleeping with you, no, that does not work for me. That's not what I'm
Right.
interested in. And then he said, okay, well, we'll just be friends. And I thought, oh, Brian, I don't
You're
need
going to
any
meet
more
for coffee
friends.
and be friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian, no, I don't need any more friends, and I definitely don't need some random man I've never met as my new friend. And I looked at the clock and it was like 11:45 or 12 o'clock. So I went from meeting him, being super excited, thinking I finally met a guy, maybe the guy, to we broke up because I wouldn't just
You
have
broke
casual
up.
sex with him, all within an hour.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
was
that
my
was fun.
latest
That was
foray. And
fun.
yeah, that was awesome. At least he
Yeah.
only wasted an hour of my life.
Right? And
And
it
it was
wasn't even in person, so you got
exactly,
away with that. Yeah.
exactly. I didn't even have to change clothes. So that was good.
Well, well, you know me, I share my phone number because I find that there are so many lazy daters, non daters online that
Hmm.
there have been multiple times where I've shared my number and men do not use it. So if someone kind of like your experience with Brian calling you, I mean, I'm always amazed that someone will get on the phone in these modern days of online because I think so many of us have been hiding behind the online, or let's just say it's a comfort area. That the option of the phones for some are so far down on the list. So, yes, so I give my phone number out, and
Hmm.
when here's another one as of recent. So one of the guys that I recently dated went on 5 dates for. He kept saying, and we were only 20 minutes apart. He kept
Okay.
saying, "Well, do you want to come by me, or do you want me to do you want to come by me?" Yeah, on a first date. And I said, "Well, yeah." And I said, "Well," and then I ended up picking the spot, and I said, "How about somewhere in the middle?" Now, this should be a tiny sign, but on the first date, I picked a coffee spot and he was so excited because it was next to his next errand that he had to do that day. And he couldn't believe that I magically picked a spot where he could do two things within the hour. So,
Lucky guy.
right. But I think by the third or fourth date, he wanted me to come over to his house. And I'm of the belief if a woman wants to see your house, she will ask you, "Hey, invite me over." So when a guy wants to invite me to his house and cannot kind of read the room or the sign of like, "Hey, maybe we should get to know each other a little bit."
Hmm.
Let's, I don't know you from anything. Um, but yeah, so when a man invites you to his house, like what's your experience with men doing that online?
Well, to me, that is literally code for I'm going to try to sleep with you because why else do you go to someone's home? Because getting to know someone can be accomplished in a restaurant, in a park, on a walk,
Right.
getting coffee. So
Yes.
that is code for
Yes.
100. I don't, and I can't imagine a guy on the planet would disagree with that. If a guy asks you to his home, even if it's with the guise of, I want to make you dinner.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
that's I want to make you dinner and have sex with you.
Right. Because we don't
I
know
want
each
to
other.
lure
Why
you
would
with
you
the
want to
dinner.
make me dinner?
Right.
Right?
Exactly. Why do you want to cook when you could just go to a restaurant? So it is, and if, to me, also as a woman, right or wrong, if you agree to go to their house, you are, in my mind, you are sending them the message that you are open to sleeping with them. Whether that's right or wrong, I think that's how a man's brain
Works.
works.
Yeah.
Because if you are not ready to sleep with them, you should absolutely not be going to their home, because what if they turn out to be not a good person and you don't
Well,
know this person? You don't know if you can
as
trust them.
women,
That's not safe.
yeah, as women, it's we have to be. I mean, we live in a world, and we should remember stranger danger. You don't know this person from
Totally.
anything. I would hope, as a safety note or measure, if you ever did meet with someone, it's always great to tell another girlfriend, because
Absolutely.
everyone's you love the crime TV stuff, so you've watched enough of it.
Obsessed. Obsessed. You have to. I actually was watching the Netflix series. Have you seen? There's worst ex ever, worst roommate ever, and worst
Oh,
neighbor ever. I have
okay.
now watched all three. And this
All of them.
detective was saying, because I always share my location with at least one friend besides like verbally telling
Yeah.
people where I am. But this detective was saying, find my friend is not good enough. You need to do Life 360. Because find my
Mm.
friend literally just says where you currently are and doesn't show any history. And
Mm.
Life 360 shows all the places that you've been.
Mm.
And that can be very helpful when they find you, in somebody's trunk or made into a coat or whatever.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's why I can't watch those, because it's there's
obsessed.
too much stuff out there.
Yes.
Um,
But that's, and I understand your thought process and on giving the phone number to see how lazy they really are and if they're actually going to call. Like, I totally get that. I've just watched one too many Datelines, and so I'm just too
okay.
paranoid. But I
Sure.
get I get what you're doing, because it is a
Yeah.
test. Like, how lazy are they? I get it.
Well, and it's not like I'm wanting to prove that they're, I mean, lazy. It's my
How
experience.
interesting.
And yeah, it's my experience and what I call it, or just not
100%.
being, yeah, what's
No,
their
I get it.
intention.
I get
Yeah.
it. I'm just too
Well,
paranoid.
and I remember there was the one guy that I dated who, from the get go, I think, kept asking me to go to his house, and I don't. This is how my brain works. It's not that it's a benefit in these
He's
situations.
the one with the roommates where
Yes.
I like
So
freaked out.
yes.
Yes.
So
Okay.
so yeah. So that's what happened, right? So this guy, he didn't want to pay for axe throwing. He didn't want to pay for, and any of this, and he had three daughters, and I thought, how can you have three daughters that are in their 20s, but
Hmm.
you think it's okay to ask a woman to your house, like on the first or second date, that you don't know? And the reason why I get so upset about it, because I like how we prefaced, what does that mean? What does signal does that send? If
Right.
you just want casual sex at this stage in midlife, just be honest. I don't need
Like
you to
Brian.
yeah, yeah, Brian was honest.
Like,
See
I
what
have to
Brian said about.
say, I'm
Yeah.
grateful Brian did not waste more than an hour of my life.
Yeah.
So hats off to
Yes.
Brian for just putting it out there.
Yeah. And this guy, because that's how I kind of shut it down. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go to the house, and then we'll be done with it, and then we'll go on some regular dates, right? And like what was it, 10 minutes before I arrived at his house, he tells me that he has roommates, and when I had told you the story after,
Oh
and
my
because you've
God.
seen so many things, you're like, a worst case scenario could have totally happened there. What is true, and I think in hindsight, I would say, ladies, do not go. Turn the car around. It's not worth it, because nothing ever
100%.
happened with this guy and I, because he just wanted casual sex and
Right.
didn't know how to communicate that without inviting me to his house.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So those are
Sorry.
some no goes. What is your biggest pet peeve with online dating?
Um, I don't know about pet peeve, but I have a couple of just automatic
Yeah, what's your
swipe
automatic
left.
note? Yeah.
A shirtless pic, and it's always they're in a towel, fresh out of the shower. They've got the towel way too low, inappropriately low, and the picture, the selfie is
Almost
always
like
in a
porno
dirty,
low. You're like, what
yes,
the heck?
yes, and it's always in a dirty mirror. And I don't care whether you're 300 pounds or have a perfect body. It just seems tacky. It's tacky, and I just think you're not my guy.
You're
Any
not my guy.
guy that thinks that's cool or appropriate or okay, you're not my guy. So, shirtless selfie in the dirty bathroom mirror or in any dirty mirror, swipe left. So, and there's such okay, I'm not going to say men are idiots, even though they could still do the shirtless pic that would not make me delete them. How about them standing smiling at the beach where it's
Right.
totally appropriate to be shirtless, not
Right.
creepy and weird in your too low towel in your
Well, it
dirty
borders.
mirror.
It kind of borders online. I'm thinking of online video sexting, right? Because it's like you're
Yeah.
inviting me into your private, whether
I,
it's your bedroom or
yeah.
your bathroom. The photo I can't stand is I want to know how word got out, or that men simultaneously
I know what
love
you're
to
going to
do
say.
the bedroom shot on the pillow. They have the ones
Oh,
where the photo is right
yes.
over them, like
Laying
you
down.
know, or laying next to you in the bed. And I'm thinking, there are sites for that. This site I
Yes.
thought this was for dating.
That grosses me out. That
It
grosses
does.
me out. The lying on the pillow with like their seductive little face. Like, I did not ask for that. I didn't sign up for that. No, thank you.
I don't want that.
No. And then another automatic left for me is it just makes me laugh. The dead fish. I mean,
Okay.
it's such a cliche.
It is.
It's like the dead fish just kills me. Like, why? I
I
mean,
don't know
all
on
these men
what
fish.
planet that men think that women want to see a dead fish and think that that's my guy.
We live in
Yes,
LA. Like, no, if we were in Montana or
that
Idaho
is
in
true.
some little
Right.
town where everybody fished, you'd be like, oh, cool, he fishes. Like,
Right.
we're in LA for God's sakes. Like, why are you
Right.
holding a dead fish?
Nobody fishes in LA.
No,
No.
nobody fishes in LA.
Well, I came across a profile recently with a guy that I was local, and I think I matched on him just so I could comment. I said, if there's an entertainment award for profiles, sir, you get it. So somehow, word gets out by women telling men or other men saying things. But this guy he did videos. He had a video by his fridge, and he said, so I understand that, men catch fish on here. And so he goes and he pulls up a frozen box of fish and he goes, I just caught these babies off the coast of whatever.
That's cute.
And then he did one by his bathroom door closed, and he goes, I also hear I'm supposed to go in here and take a shirtless selfie for
Oh
you.
my God.
And
That's funny.
he was just making such good fun,
That's cute.
which is attractive, right?
Totally.
Somebody's funny.
Very cute.
Do
That would make
you
me
have,
laugh.
yeah, it made me laugh. And we need that these days because, right? I
Totally.
mean, I had a guest on who is the founder and creator of an online, he didn't create an app, but it's an online, oh gosh, it's called Haven. Anyway, I have this gentleman on, but one of the things he talked about with online dating is the amount of what we say, the amount of work for the low pay that you get, or the little return.
Hmm.
Online dating. I remember dating, back before the apps, back before everybody, then your mother, I don't know, gardener, everyone is on there. So there's so much filtering that you have to do. And then we're saturated in a sense, right? We're
Hmm.
saturated. What is do you have men who follow up with you like 6 weeks or 6 months later after matching with
Oh my
you?
gosh. How about 6 years later? I mean, they will resurface out of nowhere. What do they call those? So it's not ghosting. What do they call that
Is it like a
something? Like
boomerang?
not
Like where they
like zombieing or something, where they
Oh,
ghost and disappear like they died, and then
oh my
they
gosh.
come back to life. I never,
I love that.
whenever I've dated someone, you know how a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I'm done with him. I'm gonna block him." I never, I never
Right.
block and I never delete their contact info
Correct.
because I want to know. Because I've matched with people like 10 years later, and then all of a sudden they show up on my phone. I'm like,
Right.
oh my God, I matched with
Right.
this guy 10 years ago. So,
Yes.
and I never delete the text either because it's fun to look back and go, oh, I remember this idiot. Like,
Right.
I remember it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I had that recently. A guy that texted me, got my number, but he wanted to text me photos of himself. Never jumped online, never asked me out. So I just let it fizzle away and 6 weeks went by and he sent me a picture of himself again and said, "Hello, Suzanne." And I was like, "This you never made
And
an effort to connect or meet in person. Like why would I still be thinking of
why?
you?"
And
And
pictures of himself.
right. I didn't ask for them, but he wanted to. Yeah. So,
So
yes.
bizarre. Oh yeah, I've had guys, they either they are either so, I don't know what the right word is, just so distant and so, I mean, like I joke, like a lot of these guys have the depth of a puddle where they don't
Mm,
ask questions. They seem they put in the bare minimum, or it's the opposite extreme where after one coffee date, they're calling you babe or honey
right.
and sending you pictures of them and
Oh,
their kids on a hike. And you're
okay.
like, okay, weird, inappropriate, why,
Yeah.
like, and then it's like, oh, is it love bombing going to start now? It's just very strange.
I think that would be my pet peeve. You are not, I cannot have someone I don't know or especially have not met calling me babe in a
Ugh,
text because I'm thinking
gag.
if you're calling me babe and you don't know me, you're calling everyone babe.
Everybody,
So, yeah, you're calling everyone.
everybody.
Um,
Absolutely.
I also had someone that I went on a few dates with, and we had a weird conversation that kind of ended our flow because he was love bombing, and I kind of called him on it, and he got really upset or offended and just didn't want, so it didn't go anywhere, just dissipated. And
Right?
we matched again, and it was like a year or two, I don't know, it could have been 2 or 3 years later. And he pretended that he didn't know who I was. And I said, "Do you want me to send the pictures from our dates?" And he was like, "Oh, well, how nice of you to like consider connecting with me again." And, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm just curious." I was thinking he'd remember, and I knew he did, but he was playing it off. And even with that, he never put any effort to say, "Let's go out or get together again." And then
Right?
six months from that, he sends me a text with 3 pictures of himself, and he was never the send picture type of guy. And he's like, "Hey, Suzanne, how are you? Are you still single and mingling?"
Oh
And
my
I'm like, "I'm still, yes, I'm still mingling out there." He's like, "How about you send me some pictures?" And then I thought, did someone hijack his phone? Because he never asked for pictures. He
right?
knows what I look like. We've gone on dates. I said, "We've tried this twice and we left it on a good note." So, and he just said, "Okay."
Okay.
Yeah.
He was just casting a wide net,
I
seeing
don't
what he could
know.
reel in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good times.
Good.
And, I do love some of the bathroom selfies these days also have men brushing their teeth, which I don't get.
Wait, in a
That's
video?
No, a picture of them brushing a teeth.
Picture.
Now, this shows that they're, what do you call when you can do two things? Brushing their teeth,
Multitasking
yeah, and taking the photo at the
and
same
taking
time.
this. So, what are they? Are they trying to look, I actually brushed my. Are we supposed to be impressed that
I,
they
I,
have
I have
dental
no idea.
hygiene?
I think we need to ask, like, what is this code for? I have
Yeah.
no idea what it
Maybe it
means. Yeah.
is code for something, something
Yeah, we're
devious that we
just,
don't know about.
we're not hip to the lingo. We are just not hip to the lingo.
Have you ever read a profile and had to go to Urban Dictionary? Because I can't
Yes.
even tell you how many times, because I'm like, what kind of shit are they into? Like, I don't know what these letters mean, and it's
What's
code for
BBDL,
something.
DL? Yeah, what are some of these things?
I
Yes.
have had to use Urban Dictionary more times than I can count to decipher the code on a profile. And usually it's something disturbing that I'm like, thank God I looked that up. No, thank
And
you.
then I'm like, why are you on
Yes,
traditional?
yes, there's
More
sites for you
traditional.
people.
Right. There are more sites for you than there are for us.
100%.
Now,
Go
the
find
other
your
part,
people.
I don't know if you've seen this, and I don't know if it's on Bumble or Hinge, which are Tinder is still exists. I don't know anyone that's using it. Women that I know typically go between Hinge, Bumble, sometimes Facebook dating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some of the sites to be more open have put on there these things when you're talking about a dictionary. I'm looking for non-ethical monogamy.
And no,
Um,
not, no, you just said it. No, you just said the opposite.
Ethical
Ethical
non-monogamy.
non-monogamy.
Sorry, yeah,
Yes.
non-ethical mom. They're probably looking for that too, but
I probably would prefer that.
they haven't put it out there yet.
Yeah.
Yes, ethical
Yeah.
non-monogamy, and there's another one. But when I look it up, the age that when we first started dating to where we are today, there is one site, and I don't want to highlight it, that I did need a dictionary because it had 20 different like sexual identities, 20 to 50 different sexual preferences.
Yes.
So, but some of it, it comes down to like again, are you looking for casual sex?
Right.
Casual sex means not a relationship. I don't
Right.
need to know that you
Casual.
need not. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
Well, I don't like that someone's going to waste my time if, like we said earlier, like on the profile, I put specifically looking for a long-term relationship. So if you want something casual, why are you even matching with me? But
Knocking on my door.
as far as ethical non-monogamy, why are you on Hinge? There is 100% a site for you. Go there
Right.
because everybody there wants the same thing. Like, don't waste my time.
Right.
So
Which
yeah,
just
that
makes
bothers me.
me,
It bugs me.
well, it just makes me curious. Are they not finding what they're looking for there? So they're coming to cast, as you say, a wider net. I don't know.
Right. I've had a couple, I've had a guy contact me, and then all of a sudden he said, my wife and I would like to meet
Right.
you. And I'm like, wait, what just happened? Like, first of all, you have a
Right.
wife. Why are you
Right.
contacting me? Secondly, you and your wife want to meet you, and then I start looking further at all the pictures. I was assuming the woman in the pictures was his sister or a friend, and
No.
he just thought it was a good picture of him, and that's why he posted it and didn't block out her face. Oh no, that's his wife, and they're
Yes.
swingers, and
Yes.
like again,
Yes.
go to the
There
swingers
de-
app.
yeah, there definitely are seasons on the online dating profiles because I remember when I did used to see a lot more of that advertised as far as like a man or a woman. Well, we're looking for men, so men would say, "I'm in an open relationship," or they would. But I haven't
Hmm.
seen a lot of that lately, so I don't know if they're going to other sites in a sense. Yeah,
Hopefully.
it always goes in seasons, right? There's just different things that pop up on online dating. Yeah. What is one of your favorite, well, I don't want to say favorite, but what is one of your common ways to let someone know I'm just not that into you?
That's such a hard one, especially if they're like a really nice person, if they're actually like a nice, normal person and you're just not feeling it. I hate that. So you either be totally honest and in the nicest way have to say, I'm just not that into you, which could be, I think you're great. I'm just not feeling a romantic vibe, but I wish you the best. And it's a quick text where there's no gray area where they don't think later on they have a chance. Like I never say like, oh, I just don't think I'm in the right headspace right now for dating, because that still leaves the
Right.
door open. So
Right.
either being totally honest, saying I'm just not feeling a romantic vibe, but good luck to you, and that's a really nice way. I definitely do not believe in ghosting, even if you've just been on one date. I don't think you have to do a phone call, but I do think if they ask you out again, I do not believe in ghosting. So I think the least you can do is text them and say, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
Or if it's been a few dates and I'm feeling really badly about it, I have been known to lie and say, right when I met you, because I think it's very safe to assume if you are on a dating app, you are talking to other people and seeing other people too. I mean, that's why
I
you're
have a
on.
thought on that. I think I've experienced, let's say a couple times, so I don't think that all men, but am of the impression that men think we are dating one man at a time, and women think that men are dating multiple women at a time. And I think neither's true. It's just in
Yeah,
my
you never
brain
know.
stereotypical.
Right.
Um,
But I
yeah.
think it's you can't get
So
upset. Like if you go out on a couple dates with someone that you met on Hinge, maybe it would be disappointing to find out that they're talking to and dating other people, but you have absolutely no reason to think that they're not. So I don't think they're doing anything dishonest. If they
Oh
go,
no, I don't think anyone's
yeah,
doing anything dishonest. I just think, see, I don't. How can I say? I've definitely been where you're saying you want to lie to soften the hey, there's someone else I'm interested at this time or something different.
right.
Now I just say like I had a great like few dates with you, but I'm not feeling the
Right.
chemistry or something, and I just say to that, and I say I wish you the best.
That's usually my go-to. I guess it's just depending on the person and how, if I think they're really into me or they're not going to take it well, I do it on a case by case basis.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
usually just go the I don't feel a romantic vibe route, but I have occasionally said I've I also have, I met somebody and we're going to
Soften
not
the blow.
see other people. Yeah, because sometimes that just seems nicer than saying, I
Yeah.
have nothing else going on and I still don't want to date you. So, because I
I'd
have,
rather be, what is Samantha? Is it Samantha from Sex and the City, right? Like, I love you, but I love me more.
yes, yes, I would rather be home on my couch in my pajamas watching Dateline than
Yes.
go to dinner with you again. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it just depends on the guy
Yeah.
how I decide to end it. But I
Well, and,
definitely end it way sooner now than I used to. I
yeah.
used to be way more equal opportunity, give them a chance. I don't have time for that BS anymore.
Okay. Yeah. In
So
midlife, we don't, our time
we
is
do not.
precious.
It
Our
is.
time is precious.
It
Well,
is.
both of you and I raised and lost, LA, dated before online dating, dating
Hmm.
before apps, now dating in apps. We both, I think, have similar thoughts about LA dating in a sense. I relate it to, again, lazy daters, non daters, just this. We have this also in LA for those that are listening that are not in Los Angeles. It's, the sun is always shining, everyone's healthy, everyone's looking to be the next whatever. And even if you're not, there is that vibe. We
Right.
live by the beach, anything's possible. I have plenty of time. It's like we're not living in the Midwest where everyone's getting married at like 20, 21, 22. So,
Right.
and I know that's again another stereotype, but like
Right.
that doesn't happen. So I asked like ChatGPT if you were to take my thoughts on LA dating as lazy daters, non-daters, what would be a good film title? and it came up with it came up with love LA and low effort, or kind of like the movie Almost Famous, which I think this is the one I love, Almost Dating in LA. I love that one.
Almost, yes, I like that one.
Almost
Almost. Oh, it's like
almost
because most people at some point have had a, to me, that's like a situationship. And
right.
who has not had a
Had one of
situationship?
those. Right.
I mean,
Whether you know it or not, you've had a
exactly.
situationship.
Or you admit it or not. Yes.
Whether you did it. So for the salon series, I want to end with like just this little topic of sex, death, and taxes, because I
Right.
think in midlife these are interesting questions and I've not yet talked about them. So we're gonna just whatever comes top of mind to each for each of us to each of
Okay.
those subjects, about now being in midlife, what we think about them. So I'll go first with
Okay.
sex.
Okay.
Sex. I think that a woman, I don't know about men because I can only speak being a woman, but people in general, I think, should have sex however they would like, with one person, with many people, just being honest. Just be happy. I think there are many friends that I have that still have, which I think it's hard to have, but I don't know. I'm probably going to be really confusing on this to the listeners, but there's still those norms these that are put on, and I don't know if they work in midlife. Like when you're younger, get married and have children. So sex is for marriage, sex is for children. When you're
Right.
in midlife, if you're single and you're no longer doing those, that you're no longer going to get married to have children, you may get married again. I just say do what's healthy for you and what feels right. And to going back to our not worrying about people pleasing, others'
Hmm.
approval. You're a grown ass adult, and whatever suits you, suits you. So, your thoughts on sex?
Um, I think as long as both people are on the same page, you should do
Right.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
As long as you're both being honest with each other, so whether it's casual or in a relationship, whatever it is, at this point in our lives, I mean, you have to be honest.
Yes.
And it's whatever works for you.
Yeah, it's just so nice to get away from, I feel, the freedom part, right? We're talking about being unfiltered, is to be your most authentic self and to no longer,
Absolutely.
or to lessen having to pretend or,
Hmm.
um, you know, placate to something, just to not be yourself. Midlife is the time to be yourself, to be truthful and honest, and I think we can all handle it. I think we can handle it.
Right?
Um, what about death? What's your thoughts on death?
For us personally or for other
Well,
people?
just what comes up. Well, does your view about death in midlife change? Like time that we have. What's your thought
Um,
about it?
I think what's changed my thoughts the most right now because I think so anyone our age then has parents that are roughly in their 80s
Hmm.
about, and now we're dealing with their I feel like it's almost, I think about it more now because I'm dealing with the mortality of aging parents. And
Hmm.
so it's made me all of a sudden, like before it was the ticking clock of if you want to have a baby. We
Hmm.
had in our 20s that hanging over our heads, or in our 30s. Like, if you want to have a baby, there's that ticking clock with the pressure. Now I
Hmm.
feel like the ticking clock is back, and I just don't want to waste
Yeah.
any time. So I'm very aware. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm very aware again of I've got who knows how much time there is,
Right.
and I just don't want to waste it. And I feel like
Mm.
I've got this laundry list of now fun stuff, not like chores. Like before, it was like, do I want a baby? got to have a baby, got to find someone to have the baby with, got to get pregnant, whatever. Now it's like, well, if I want to go to Italy, I want to go when I can walk around and not be complaining about my knees or my back or whatever. So now it's a ticking clock of all the fun, awesome
Yeah.
things I want to do. And it's so fun now that we're at the age where so much more is possible. Kids are out of the house, we have more money, we have more freedom. So I think it's a really fun time, but I think that's also because I'm more aware of
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and that's something that my dad told me when he was my age, that I can tell that my dad has a lot of gratitude, in the sense that early on he had friends that were passing away for whatever reason in their 50s and 60s. My
right,
parents are near 80. So just being to outlive someone. Now, I personally, I knock on wood and all the other good things, I have not had any close friends or parents pass, but there are so many friends in both our lives, I'm sure, that have had at least one parent pass away
hmm,
or one parent get sick. And so, and I'm very aware of that as well. And I don't know if that's also my heightened awareness around death, is just to how many more memories do I want to make with the people that I love in my
right,
life. And like you said, for yourself, when your body, mind, everything's at its best, it's like go enjoy things and make some really good memories and stories to tell. So that's
right.
how I look at
Yes,
it.
for sure.
And taxes. Yeah, any thoughts on taxes? Love, don't really
Well,
care.
I don't know who loves taxes. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's like, whatever. It just is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is
Well, the
what it
reason why I love this one is because when I was doing my taxes this year and looking, I don't know, I'm sure I looked at the percentages before, but being single, I think if you're at
Yeah.
40,000, it's a lower
Mhm.
percentage. Even for 40,000, I thought the percentages were high for taxes. And then
It
it
is.
goes up to the super, and I thought, okay, now back in the day it was very popular to marry someone for a green card. And I can make a joke about that because there was movies and other things. But I thought, do I marry someone so I can get a better tax rate going into
Right?
20, I mean, that's the
We can
thought
get
that crossed my
married.
mind. We can, and
We
today,
can
yes, we
get married
can.
for better
That's right.
taxes. That
Right?
might be the way to go. Who needs a man? No one, I always say that I don't need a man. I'd like one maybe occasionally, maybe like 3 days a week,
Mm.
but I definitely don't need one. But you definitely don't need a man to get the tax break.
No, you don't. Not in
Mm-mm.
today's world. And that is a great question that we didn't even dive into, is why do we date, right?
Right. That is a really good question.
Why do we
That
date?
that is a damn good question.
I think we're going to save that for next time. The
Okay.
why do we
Oh
date? Because
God.
that can be another hour
Why?
here, and we're coming
Why?
up on it. So I was going to say, okay, we're going to do some rapid questions just to end it out. And
Okay.
these are related to the fact salon, hairdresser, some fun
Okay.
questions about
Okay.
midlife.
Okay.
Bangs, yes or no?
Oh, I think bangs. I think most people look better with bangs. There
Ooh.
absolutely are people that do not. I
What?
personally, the only reason I don't have bangs are because of my curly hair, because I think I
Okay.
look better with bangs. They're not necessary, but they do, no question, they make you look younger.
Do you think I would be a bang candidate? I've never had bangs.
You could be, but the problem is with naturally curly hair,
Okay.
you fight them. You
Okay.
fight
Because,
them because then the hair is shorter, it curls up even tighter. So I usually suggest to people that have naturally curly hair that they don't do it.
okay. So if
Yeah.
you
Which
have
is why
curly
I've
hair, it's a
never,
no.
Yeah,
So
I've
no.
never said anything,
Okay.
but love bangs.
Okay. Gray hair, embrace it or color it?
Well, I mean, I, I would never like, look, if people do it and I say that's amazing, it's a personal choice, it's a preference.
Okay.
But no matter how beautiful your gray hair is, which most is not, everyone thinks they're going to be like that Nordstrom model with that
Right.
silky, beautiful
Right.
white hair or beautiful silver hair. Most people have crazy, frizzy, coarse gray
Hmm.
hair.
Yeah.
Um, no matter how good you look in that hair, it ages you, I would say 10, 15 years.
Okay.
So it's just a personal choice. I
Sure.
personally will be coloring my hair as I'm in the hospital dying. I'll say I
Yes.
need my roots done. So
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, that's what I grew up in. I mean, my I knew my great grandmother, I think, and my grandmothers and my mom, and each of them have continued to color their hair. Never had
Yes.
gone the gray route. So,
Yes. That is that is definitely more normal in that generation. They all color their hair until the very, very end.
yes,
I think it's more people like in our generation that are experimenting with
sure,
letting the gray grow out. And it just to me it ages you.
okay, okay. Hey, you're
So
here. You heard it here. No, I mean, to each his own.
to each his
Can
own.
you can you judge a man by his haircut, especially being a hairdresser?
Um that's
Maybe
a
it
tough
doesn't come up. I mean, does it
that's
come up? Do you see a
that's
lot
a
about haircuts?
oh yes, yes I do. So I guess you know what? This is the thing. Men, just like you say, there are, and I agree, there are lazy daters. Men are not shoppers. So they could get the worst haircut. Most of them have gone to the same person for 20 plus years. That is very common. Once you get a male client, he is with you until the day you drop dead or they drop dead. And you could give them the worst haircut, but they're creatures of habit. They are not shoppers. They're
Okay.
lazy. They will go back and back and back until the end of time.
Okay.
So it could, yeah, I do not, I judge more on a bad style
Okay.
so much than the
Okay.
quality of the cut.
Okay. That's good to know. Good
Like
to
if
know.
it's
Yeah.
dated looking. If it's
And I,
dated looking, then most likely their clothes are dated looking. Maybe
okay.
they don't care too much about their appearance. So I care more about the style.
Okay. The overall.
Yes,
Have you
aesthetic.
ever wanted to give a date a makeover? Have you
Oh,
run?
yes. Oh, God, yes. Because I always say you can't, like, we all have made the mistake, hopefully when we were younger, of thinking we're going to change a man. Once he loves me more, he's going to be nicer or pay more attention to me or he's going to do X, Y, or Z. We all know that's not the way it works. But I always say, so you cannot change a man's morals, his values, his character, his sense of humor. Those are things you cannot change. You can change the ugly shoes or the bad haircut or the ugly sweater. So I definitely give those men a chance if they seem like a genuinely good
Good
guy who's got a
person.
good
Okay.
personality and
Yeah.
whatever. You can always say, "Hey, let's go shopping."
Yes.
Or, "Hey,
Okay.
get a new haircut." So, yes, I've definitely in my mind visually giving them a makeover on a first or second date. But that can be changed. And they
That
seem
can
to
change.
be open to it.
Okay. What is
You
a
agree with that?
blowout? Oh, say that again?
You agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm attracted to someone with great style, but
Yes,
I
of
agree with
course.
you if the person, how can I say? I need to be with someone who has good or great character, and
Exactly.
if they don't have great style,
That can be
I'm
worked
going to
on.
be okay.
Right. It can be
And
worked
I
on.
do, yeah, could be worked on. Could
Hmm.
be a fun experiment.
Exactly.
Do you think a blowout before a first date is necessary sometimes or never?
Well, it's never necessary, but I think for a lot of women, I think things like that, it's not about the guy. It's who doesn't have a pep in their step when they walk out with a fresh blow dry. It just, no
Yes.
one will tell me otherwise that it does not make you feel better about yourself.
Mm,
And if it puts you in a great mood and you're feeling more confident, then go get that blowout before the date. But to me, you're
yeah.
doing it for you, not the
Yeah.
guy. I mean, no,
And
a manicure or whatever, you don't want to show up on a date with chipped nails, but the blowout to me, that just makes you feel good. So if it's definitely not necessary, but if you
yeah.
can afford it, if it's not an issue, why not?
Yeah. Well, and I loved how you expressed it, which is really what, this podcast, speaking to listeners, having talking about midlife, menopause, dating, all the things is, if it makes you feel good, if it feels authentic to you, if it boosts your confidence to put
Hmm.
your best self out there and live your best life, then you should do it. This is, yeah, do what makes you feel good. So,
Absolutely. I think the same goes for an outfit. Like when I get in I mean, like I'm in a no dating phase right now. Like I put myself on hiatus. Like I'm just
hiatus.
not dating right now. But when I do decide to date, I come up with a couple of go-to outfits so that I'm not like before a date standing in front of my closet freaking out, like, oh my God, what am I going to wear? Like I've come up with like one or two summer dinner date outfits that I feel really good in.
Hmm.
And then that's what I wear because it makes me feel confident.
And I
So
love that as the tip that you share, because you've shared that with me before. And it does, if you're actively dating, it does take away the stress, is that you have the
totally.
coffee date, the dinner date, and maybe one other two things, and you're
Yes.
ready to go and you
Ready
could
to
just
go.
show up. Yeah, I love
Exactly.
that.
It one less thing. Dating's stressful, meeting someone new is stressful. So it just takes one more thing off your plate to stress
Yeah,
about.
yes.
Yep.
Well, thank you for being so honest and real with me today, girl. I
Thank you for having me.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you. We've been talking about this forever.
I mean,
Every
sometimes
appointment.
yes, sometimes I've shared, I don't know if I've shared with you, but I've shared with my friends. I'm like, I'm on the dating apps because my hairdresser is, and we need stories to share when I see her next.
Absolutely. Oh God. It's
Right.
unfortunate that we have so
Stories.
many stories to share. Like the guy we both matched with.
I know I forgot to kick off with that. We did
Oh
match
my
with the same
God.
guy. He asked us, this falls into our stranger danger, what not to
Oh,
do. He asked us both, his MO was to say, come over to my house, I'd like to cook you dinner. And
right.
right, that was his MO, because I got him to go on a hike to meet, but he quickly at the end of the hike said, will you come over to my house for dinner? And I'm thinking, I still don't know you from like anyone,
Right.
anywhere. Yeah, no.
And and the irony is that then I matched with him after you did, and the very first thing he says is he asks me out. I say, "Yes, I'd love to meet you." And then he says, "Okay, come over and I'll make you dinner." And I
Right.
flat out said, "I'm sorry. I'm not comfortable with that." And I said, "To be honest with you, like I wouldn't even get in a car with you. Like, I'm not like, I wouldn't even let you pick me up for a date, let alone go to your
Your
house."
house.
I said, "So why don't we meet out?" And he was like, reluctantly said, okay. And then texted me and said, "Why don't we go for a hike?" And I'm like, what, so he can kill me? Like, he's determined to either
Right.
get me over to his house or alone on a hike. I'm like, I'm not going alone on a hike with you. So it was, yeah, very funny.
But
Very
there's few.
funny.
I think you're the only one. I have not, or maybe there's one other girl, a friend of mine, where we've matched with the same guy in the world of limitless matches out there.
Oh,
Um,
crazy. I'm sure it's happened more. We just haven't discovered it.
that's true.
I'm
That is
sure it's
true.
happened more because what
Yeah.
are the odds? We just happen to share. And that it was exactly the same. Come to my house for dinner. No. Okay, let's go on a hike.
Right. Yes. We were comparing notes.
Yes.
We were
And
com-
yours, the biggest red flag. So you went on the hike where I said no to the hike, and he showed up in jeans.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to be mean, but yes, I don't know who in Los Angeles. No one hikes in jeans.
Well,
Maybe you
to
do that
me,
in a different
that's not being mean. To me, that was
a
a
red
red
flag.
flag. That was
Okay.
weird. Like, why are you in jeans? Because no one, it's very
No one hikes.
common to go on a hike with a friend here, very common. You don't go in jeans. So that to me would have been like, why in the
He's never
world?
been on a hike before, but
Why
he's
is he
going on a
going
hike now.
in jeans? Like,
Well,
that's
and I
weird.
will say, I will say, I only said yes because I'm a like you. I do not. I have another friend who does more openly go on hikes with men she just meets. It like I will not. The only reason I said yes to that because it was at one of the hiking spots, kind of like a Runyon Canyon or what's that
Right.
one in Hollywood.
There's lots of
There's
people.
lots of people,
Right.
lots and lots of people. So
Right. You know what it is? I think I was annoyed. It was almost more, it was a red flag, but the fact that I said, I'm sorry, I won't come to your house because I'm not comfortable going to your house. And then I said, let's just go meet for coffee.
sure.
And a gentleman would have said, that's what she wants to do. So that's what we're going to do.
I'm going to
And
say you don't
then,
need to explain it to me, right?
yeah,
But you know.
but that's why I think it really rubbed me the wrong way and was a red
Sure.
flag for multiple reasons. Then when it was like, okay, I just told you what I'm comfortable with and what I wanted to do, and you're still trying to do what you want to do. And that's when I said, I'm sorry, I just don't think we're a good match.
Yeah, and it's similar to the men out there that you put, I'm looking for long term, they want casual, and they're hitting you up with a very agenda in mind. And you're like, I don't know why you're hitting me up with this
Right,
agenda when I'm clearly telling you this
right.
is what I'm comfortable with or interested in. And so, yeah, I mean, we just know it's a no for that. I did miss speaking even on. I know I feel like we could keep talking. I
Of
miss
course.
speaking of what I like to call the dating app a la carte options, which are which are the men who reach out and say, "I just got this one. I'd like to give you a massage." And I wrote back, "Are you
And you've never even been on
certified?"
a date. And you've never even been on a date before.
That there was not even a hello. There wasn't a hello.
Oh,
There
that was the
was
intro.
that was the intro.
I'd like to give you a massage. Oh, okay,
And
that's new.
I said, "Are you certified?" Because I'm thinking I'm just gonna call BS on this
Right.
stuff here.
Oh, you're a
I know the
massage
game you're
therapist.
yeah, I know what the game you're playing, right? I'm
Right.
not, it's not our first rodeo.
No,
It's not
sadly.
it's not our first rodeo.
No.
And then I said, well, you're really a bit of a tease. You're 90 miles away. I'm not sure why we even matched unless it unfiltered my match because I don't look to me match with people,
Right.
outside of LA driving distance, right? But,
Right.
oh, I've had a guy that I've met with for coffee and then said, hey, I could come over to your house and look at your surfboard and then we can have some casual sex and can take off our pants because it's so hot out.
Those,
Yes.
those are the ones, though, you almost want to say, thank you. Thank you for telling me and showing me exactly who you are right out of the gate. Like, thank
Right.
you for thank you for openly being the dirtbag that you are.
Well,
Know? They're
they're
just being
just being,
honest. They're just being honest.
they're
Got to
being
give them
them.
a little bit of credit for that, right?
I do love, like we talked about, I do love people that are honest. And that's
Totally.
why, when I was younger, I did used to get upset over it because I took it much more personal, or I was
Right.
frustrated that it's like I'm trying to do something over here and I don't know why I'm, getting this. But it's part of the lovely online dating experience. Is
It
that
is.
like when you're in a bar, you'll meet tons of different people. Some of them you'll like, some you'll talk to for a long time, some you won't. Some will get your number, won't call. One will get your number. You just it's like an online bar. That's how I.
Absolute, 100%. It is an online bar. I say that all the time.
Yes,
It
me too.
is. It is. And yeah, you've got to love the ones that are totally honest right out of the gate. I'd like to give you a massage. I'm
Right.
looking for casual sex. Like, thank
Right.
you for not wasting my time.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, but no thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you again for just having so much fun kicking off the real talk with real life midlife
Love
women
it.
in Midlife Unfiltered Salon Sessions.
I love it. Love the
Yes.
name.
Thank you. Well, and again, it's I love it. You being us in a salon, it's I love it too. I love it, and I will be seeing you soon.
Yes.
And
Yes.
for our listeners, I hope today's conversation reminded you that if you've ever found yourself navigating the wild world of dating in midlife, you are definitely not alone. And whether you're swiping right, taking a break from dating, or simply laughing at the stories from the sidelines, we're all figuring it out one experience at a time. If there's one thing I hope you take away from today's salon session is this, it's that dating isn't just about finding the right person. It's, as Kelly shared as well, it's about discovering more about yourself. Every conversation, every awkward moment, every great date, and yes, even the disappointing ones can teach us something about what we want, what we deserve, and what we're no longer willing to settle for. And if today's episode made you laugh, nod your head, or think, I've been there, I'd love for you to like, follow, or subscribe. Better yet, leave a review and tell us your biggest takeaway or funniest dating story. If you have a topic that you'd love for us to tackle in future Midlife Unfiltered salon sessions, just hit me up via email at yourmidlifewingwoman@gmail.com. And if you have a friend who's navigating dating in midlife, send this episode her way. Sometimes the best reminder we can receive is knowing we're not the only ones with a few unbelievable stories to tell. Until next time, keep trusting yourself, keep honoring your boundaries, and don't be afraid to embrace your own great unfiltering, because the most attractive thing you'll ever be is authentically you. I'm Suzanne, your midlife wingwoman, and this has been Men, Menopause, and Miracles. Until next time, bye for now.